Sig Hansen has seen smoother seas and better days and nights on the next Deadliest catch. He and his daughter Mandy are navigating a crab-rich area, a strip of bairdi they plan on catching. Discovery's hit series is into season 17, and the work doesn't get any easier. The Bering Sea has other plans for the Northwestern, and it is up to the co-captains to safely keep watch, so their entire crew is not washed overboard. That happens more frequently than you may realize. As Sig and Mandy keep watch and check on the deckhands, Sig keeps looking for the 40-foot-plus waves slamming from every side of the boat. In TV shows as exclusive clip, you see an 800-pound metal pot go flying off the stack like it was a toy. These pots can crush someone in an instant. After uncovering a small school in the area, Northwest Captain Sig Hansen makes a surgical strike on the bairdi crab below. The clip opens with Sig talking directly to the camera. He says, "I could barely make it up here. The boat was rolling felt like 80 degrees. I want to just work through these waves and try to get these pots off." Mandy returns from talking to the crew as he explains his strategy. He adds, "If you see a little strip or a sign of life, you just gotta hammer it." Mandy reassures Sig the guys are used to big seas and that the bad weather will not get them down. She says, "Clark and the guys are ready. The weather doesn't bother them." Sig has been doing this for a long time and knows he must keep watch. He says, "I'm concerned about the guys on deck. It's gonna get nautical out there tonight, so they'll just have to watch it. We're getting blasted right on the side, right on the exposed side every time we set a pot." In TV shows as exclusive interview with Sig Hansen ahead of the season, revealed he has the utmost respect for daughter Mandy, who weathers being a rare female in a very male-dominated industry. He told us it's hard for her. "I hate to speak on her behalf, but she's done a tremendous job. You know, as a child, that's all she ever wanted to do. And she was with us for years doing salmon tendering, and she's still with us doing that in the summertime. And honestly, right there, she stepped into that role. So young, I think, at age 13, and she's managing it. I don't even hire people anymore. I just say, 'Here, call Mandy.' I don't even bother with it. She's really stepped into that role. I just tell her, 'Look, this is on you. You make that boat run, you get the boat ready for salmon tendering, you get the crew ready. I'll do the shipyard, and that's how we work at. It's just the way it is, take it or leave it.' And she does it, but stepping in a crab fisherman's role was really difficult for her because of her, we gotta be honest, because of her size. So she had a hard time on deck. I couldn't see her doing that for years to come. She managed it and she did great. But then when you think about it, well, if you're already starting to manage the boat for the salmon tendering, let's fast-track you and get you to the wheelhouse. Because I think that's where she was going to end up anyway. And why not just get more information, teach her more sooner? I wish I would have learned sooner from my elders, and then do it that way rather than learn through your failures, try to just smooth it out, because at the end of the day, if she becomes a good captain for me, then everybody wins. The big picture, like you talked about earlier, it's the big picture. I think she'll get some guff from some of the captains. Oh, you're being fast-tracked, and your daddy's special girl, and your silver spoon, and the whole 9 yards, she gets a lot of that. I'm not going to say it's fair or not fair, but that's just part of the deal. If you have thick enough skin to overcome that, then God bless you, is my attitude. Because that's what it's going to take. You know, she is fortunate to be in that position. She asked for it. Careful what you wish for. Right? Then a huge wave comes from the left. The crew brace, and we wonder how much more punishment the boat can take. Tune in tonight as Deadliest Catch airs Tuesday at 8 p.m. or stream it now on Discovery Plus. April Neal is an entertainment writer and television critic. Neil is a member of the Television Critics Association, TCA, the Alliance of Women Film Journalists, AWFJ, Hollywood Critics Association, HCA, Gay and Lesbian Entertainment Critics Association, GALECA, and Critics' Choice Awards, Film and Television, CCA. Neil writes for the Idaho Press Tribune, Idaho Magazine, Boys Weekly, MSN, Yahoo, and other entertainment sites. Title: Deadliest Catch Exclusive. SIG's F/V Northwestern slammed in Bering Sea during Hunt Bering Sea, a vast expanse known for its treacherous waters and abundant marine life, serves as the backdrop for one of the most intense chapters in the history of the F/V Northwestern. Captained by the legendary Sig Hansen, the vessel has become synonymous with the high-stakes world of crab fishing. Northwestern departed Dutch Harbor, excitement buzzed among the crew. The air was thick with anticipation. Baddie crabs, also known as Tanner crabs, were in season, and this year's haul promised to be lucrative. The crew, seasoned veterans and fresh faces alike, had come together with a singular focus: to bring home a bountiful catch. The calm before the storm the first few days were productive. The weather was relatively mild, a rarity for this time of year, and the crabs were plentiful. Sig, with his keen instinct for navigating both the sea and the nuances of his crew, directed operations with precision. The men worked tirelessly, hauling traps and sorting through their catch, the camaraderie palpable on the deck. However, as seasoned crabbers know, the Bering Sea is as unpredictable as it is vast. The forecast hinted at an impending storm, but in the world of crab fishing, forecasts often mean little. Sig had seen his share of rough seas and wasn't one to shy away from a challenge, especially with the potential for a substantial catch on the line. On the evening of the fourth day, as the crew racked up a long shift, the wind began to pick up. Dark clouds rolled in, casting a shadow over the Northwestern. The initial unease among the crew was palpable, but they pressed on, determined to maximize their haul before the storm hit. The wrath of nature be midnight. The calm seas had transformed into a tumultuous expanse of rolling waves. The storm that had been a whisper of a warning had escalated into a full-blown tempest. Sig stood at the helm, the familiar steel of determination etched across his face, but even he could sense the gravity of the situation. The waves rose like mountains, crashing against the hull with a ferocity that sent shudders through the vessel. "Hold on tight," Sig shouted over the roar of the wind, his voice barely carrying above the storm. The crew scrambled to secure loose equipment and stabilize the traps. With every wave, the Northwestern pitched violently, making it difficult to maintain balance. As the storm raged on, the crew was put to the ultimate test. Waves crashed over the deck, soaking the men to the bone, their hands numbed by the cold. But amidst the chaos, they worked as a unit, driven by adrenaline and a shared goal. The night wore on, and the stakes rose higher with each passing hour. A turning point just as the crew began to adjust to the new rhythm of the storm, a massive wave struck the Northwestern with unprecedented force. The vessel rolled dangerously to one side, and in an instant chaos erupted. Gear was sent flying. Men struggled to maintain their footing, and Sig fought against the wheel to keep control. "Brace for impact," he yelled, but it was too late. The Northwestern lurched violently, and several crew members were thrown against the railings. The sound of metal groaning under pressure echoed through the storm, a chilling reminder of the sea's raw power. The crew rallied, quickly assessing the situation. Injuries were minor, but the psychological impact was significant. In moments like these, The bond forged over years of shared experiences became crucial. The crew's resolve was tested, but they remembered their training and the unspoken pact they had made, to look out for one another no matter what. The fight for survival as dawn approached. The storm showed no signs of abating. Sig, undeterred, knew that the safety of his crew came first. He decided to head for calmer waters, away from the worst of the storm. "We can always come back for the catch," he reminded them, his leadership steadying the crew's nerves. Navigating through the towering waves, the Northwestern fought against the elements, a testament to its design and the skill of its captain. The crew worked tirelessly, each man playing his part in the battle against nature. The radio crackled with updates from other boats, some reporting devastating losses, a stark reminder of the dangers they faced. "Stay focused," Sig called out as they maneuvered through the tumultuous sea. The horizon began to lighten, the first rays of sunlight breaking through the cloud cover. It was a small comfort, but it offered a glimmer of hope in the otherwise bleak situation. Resilience and recovery as the storm finally began to wane. The crew of the Northwestern took a collective breath. The Bering Sea, once a menacing entity, now appeared calmer, though its scars from the night remained evident. Sig surveyed the damage. The boat had held up, but some equipment was lost, and the mood was understandably somber. With the immediate threat behind them, the crew began to regroup. They assessed their gear, salvaging what they could and preparing for a return to fishing. Sig, ever the optimist, reminded them that they were alive, and that was worth celebrating. "Let's get back out there," he said, rallying the crew's spirits. "We didn't come this far to turn back now." The aftermath, the days that followed, were a testament to resilience.